So, experiment. This is the twin induction hob that we've got. This is our induction kettle. Okay, what I've done with the kettle is I've filled this cup twice, which is a good size mug. I've put that in there, so that's our water that we want to boil. And we want to know what is the most efficient way to boil water in our camper van. Is it on the induction hob, or is it in a regular, well, I say regular, but is it in this kettle or any electric kettle for that matter? Right, so the test is, we'll turn our, there it is. So now we've got the AC activated on this. This is now lit up. Kettle goes on this induction hob. We power it on. So this is on 1000. And oh, let's set a timer. Right. So now this is drawing 995 watts. Can you see that? 995 watts, which is the best part of 1000, 997, so 1000 watts. And we're going to heat water to boil water to make 2 cups of tea in this. How long is it going to take? This is at 1000. Now there's a second ring here, and I'm reading this, and basically both rings have a default wattage different to each other. This starts off at 1600. This starts off at just 1000. They can both run at 1000, but this can run hotter at 1600 to heat things quicker. So we'll try and boil the water on this one next. Okay, but basically we've now been running for coming up to 1 minute, and let's see what's happening. 24 degrees, 28 degrees. So slow. 1 minute 15 seconds. 1% of the battery gone, and we haven't really got hot water yet. But we'll see. We'll see what it does. It's kind of slow. So this 1000, having the burner run at 1000 watts might not be the best, because you are going to spend a lot of time trying to boil a kettle. Almost 2 minutes. The only thing I would say is that, you know, it's using very little amount of electric. 1000 watts over a few minutes. So 2 minutes, 2% of the battery gone, 33 Celsius. So I would say that this is a very slow way to heat water. But let's see. It is warm. It is getting warm. I think when I did this experiment with that kettle, I boiled just 1 point something litres of water when we first got the FuzzyBot, and I did it with 7% of the battery boiled over a litre of water. Whereas this is probably a litre of water in here. It's a good size cup. But let's see. There you go, look. Coming up 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 41C. 3 minutes with the kettle. And it looks like every minute, yeah, so every minute you're using a kilowatt. Sorry, so I'm losing 1% of the battery for every minute that I'm using 1000 watts of energy. Whatever that means. We'll see. A watch kettle never boils. Ooh, 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 ooh. The 1000 watts is not exactly 1000, is it? Look, there's 15 watts missing from the output. So this is not drawing what it says it's drawing. 4 minutes, 60 degrees C. So 4 minutes, 60 degrees C. Now, coffee is really pleasantly drank at 70 degrees C. So we're almost boiled, not boiled, we've almost heated the water to the point where it would make a nice cup of coffee with 4% of the battery. This has got nothing to do with this, but nice. So pen was no good. Test 1, 1000 watts, 2 cups. Right, 5 minutes, 76. So we already would have made a cup of coffee from this, but you can really hear that water starting to move around now in the kettle. But it's a 5.5 minute boil, 5% of the battery gone. (82 Celsius). So we'll know how long it takes. We will know. (6 minutes), 88 degrees Celsius, 6% of the battery gone. Do you know what? (92). It's jumping around in there. Now the interesting thing is, so she's boiling. She's 96. Okay, turn it off. And 6 minutes 40 seconds. 6 minutes 40 seconds. And now we're going to turn the induction off. So this is off. This is off. This is boiling. So in fact, let's put it near, go towards washing the pots. Okay, and so that we've got a real test, I'm just going to run some cold water in it. Okay. To cool it down. We don't want it to be, yeah, that's it, nice and cool now. Okay. So what we want now, our water's really hard, so I'm going to do two cups cold water. There you go. Get that on there. Okay, right, kettle's on. Let's reset this timer. Okay, we'll get this, so we're at 94%. Turn this back on. So now we've got power back to this. We're going to do it on this one, okay? Because this can go at 1,600. Right, so you see, look, 19 degrees, just temperature of the water. So we basically turn that on, function, 1,600 watts now. Oh, start the timer going. So test number 2. 1,600 watts, 2 cups. How long? Let's see. You can see it's just pulling 1,520 something watts. So this is a little bit like maybe inaccurate, I would say. This is more accurate, I would say, than this. But so that was at 94. Let's make that. So this 94%. So we'll see what this is when we boiled that water. So, matron, water. So that's 1 minute 33. So that is definitely warming up faster, because I think it was 2 minutes. It was at 33 last time. So I think we're going to definitely. I mean, we're giving it more energy, so it should do it faster. But when we do a bit of math, is it more efficient to use the 1600 watt ring or the 1000 ring? Is it worth waiting longer? Is that more efficient to wait longer, or is it better to give it all as much power as you can? 1600. Let's see. 1 minute 37. Get us a little bit of wine. Lovely. So coming up to 2 minutes. Let's see what's happening. 2 minutes 48. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely going to be quicker. Does it eat more juice for the boiling? Let's see. We'll do a test with that as well afterwards, so we know how we're going to boil water in our camper van. Come on. 2 minutes 30 seconds. Nice. 2 minutes 45. 90% battery. Ooh la 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 la. Right. 2 minutes. 3 minutes 54. We'll see. You can hear the water going now at 3 minutes in. So I think that's a little bit better than before. The video will tell us. I mean, I've just got my memory. That's, you can hear the water wanting to do one. Maybe we get boiling water soon. But I think energy wise it doesn't matter. If you want to boil your kettle quick, put it on the left ring, I think. If you don't care how long it's going to take, put it on this ring and just boil it slower. I don't think there's any difference. You could do it if you want to cook something on here while you're boiling a kettle, but you've got to be careful because this will only do 2400. So you can't have that at 1600 and that at 1000. You've got to bring this down, which you can do if you hit that, to 1400 and have that at 1000. Then you've got 2400. But remember, other things will be running off this as well. 4 minutes 77 degrees Celsius. 4 minutes. It ain't warming it up that much faster. This might be more efficient. So 88%, so it's used 6% battery. So it used 6%. Here we go. It's gonna come. It's coming. Not yet. 87%. Okay, so that's boiling. Off. Turn the induction off. Right. So we've got boiling water. Oh, timer. I think we can safely say that was 4 minutes 50. So 4 minutes 50 seconds. 87% battery. So this has used 6% to boil 2 cups. At 94, so that's 4 plus that. This used 7%. It used more, so more battery to boil the water at 1600 by 1% of battery, which when you, and we've got like a 2048 kilowatt hour battery, but you want to, every percent means something. So this is not a good idea. So the question is, right, we're gonna now boil exactly 2 cups of water in this. Okay, so we need to unplug this. Oops. Plug them in. Unplug that. Okay. Test. Clear that. Test number 3. 2,400 watt. This is the kettle, electric kettle, right? 2 cups, and we turn this induction a bit on. We're at 87, which is the same there, and we're just going to go, so at 100, start. Right, timer starting. This is pulling immediately 2,400 exactly. So this is pulling its full whack. In fact, it's a little bit over, but I presume that's all right. You can hear the water going already. We're at 17 seconds. The water's moving. It took a good minute or 2 minutes for it to move in that one. Well, let's see. So how many minutes to boil the 2 cups? How much of this battery? It's actually gone up a little bit. Oh no, it ain't gone down. So it was at 87. So it's pulling a lot of the battery power very quickly, of course, because there's a lot more power being pulled out. So this is going down much quicker with this. But if it's pulling it, if it boils the water quicker, can we use less energy, or is it literally boiling a kettle snail speed? Is it more efficient? This is what we want to know. When all your power matters, this is what we want to know. So this is boiled. I don't even have to put the thing on it because this kettle was telling me the temperature, look, 59, 60 Celsius. That's going up really fast, look. Look at that. 1 minute, 40 seconds. We're at 68 degrees. Right. But 87. We've used 5%. Do you know what? They're like about the same. It all depends on how fast you want your water. Is it about the same? Let's see. 85 degrees Celsius there. 2 minutes, 12. $90 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes, 20. Let's see. Almost there. 97. 98. 99. Done. Right. So we've got boiling water. This goes down to nothing. We'll turn the inverter off. Where's that? There. Okay, that's off. Right, 80% battery. So 80% battery left. So we've used from 87 to 80, it's 7%. And the time it took was 2 minutes 36. 2 minutes 36 seconds. So, summary. Roughly, it doesn't matter. Roughly, it doesn't matter. Boiling the water for 1,000 watts ring, for a 1,000 watt ring, boiling the water is slightly more efficient. 6% of the battery is taken. These two tests, boiling at 1,600 on the induction, 7% is taken. Boiling it at 2,400 with the electric kettle. So I would say if you want to have a cup of tea really, really quick, take your electric kettle and just go for it. But make sure, you know, because you're going to boil your kettle in 2.5 minutes and you're going to use 7% of my battery. But I think Kev, Steve, your batteries are 3 times bigger than mine. So in reality, you're going to use about 2.5%. Yeah, so you're going to use 2.5% of your total battery capacity, because your battery capacity is 3 times bigger than mine. So you're going to use about 2.3% of your battery capacity to boil a kettle, whether you do it here, here, or here. Whether you do it at 1,000 watts, 1,600 watts, or 2,400 watts. And that's the top. At the bottom of it is. It's the same. So the important thing is, if you're going to boil the kettle, boil the exact amount you want, in this case 2 cups. Don't boil 5 cups if you want to, because you're going to eat your battery. But efficiently, this is cool. So like for, say, me and Rach, if we was out, if we get the calculator up, so we have 100% of our battery. We want to make a cup of tea for the 2 of us. We're going to use, say, call it 7%. So you got 100 divided by 7 equals, we can boil 14 cups of tea each from an entire battery. But, I mean, remember, solar is bringing energy back in. But to put it into terms, 14, so now if you times that by 3, rough numbers, you guys can boil 42 cups teas off your entire battery. That's it.